Yo ho, what's going on, Twitch? We're back. Today we're playing some more Final Girl. Today we got the Intruders at Wingard Cottage. So this is, I think, the second one from Series 2. And this looks like an interesting one. We actually got 3 killers. And some crafted items. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. And we got our 2 final girls here. Ava and Ginny. So, we're ready to go. Well, close to it. I'm still getting set up here. I'm going to go through the special rules and special setup for this feature film. Let's do the location first. Okay. Wingard Cottage. Alright, set up the game as normal with the following changes when playing with Wingard Cottage. Special rules, definitions. House refers to all the following spaces: kitchen, bedroom times 2, bathroom, family room, foyer, laundry room, and garage. Okay, so that's basically just inside the house here, I would assume. Looking at this location board, so anything that when they say house refers to in this big square. And then we have indoors refers to all spaces. Oh, wait. Well, I guess that includes the garage. And then they say what indoors refers to all spaces inside the house as well as the shed and boathouse. So that would include here and here. Okay, indoors. And then outdoor space refers to all spaces that are not considered indoors. Fair enough. All right, some spaces on the board have supply item symbols. Okay, so we have like a rope here, or what looks like a rope. Is that a rope? I'm assuming they're talking about these cards. Just put them like this. Yeah, so we have some wood, some discarded tools, some nails, and some rope. And then we have pictures on the board that match those pictures. So this would be wood. This would be rope. I'm going to guess that's discarded tools. It's kind of hard for me to see. Some more wood. The garage is discarded tools. Yeah, in the shed they have discarded tools as well. The boathouse has some rope. And then there's just some wood laying outside. I don't see nails. Does that matter? Maybe there's nails in the shed. Oh, that's what it is. Nails in the shed. Discarded tools are in the garage. Sorry, that was pretty hard to see. So nails are in the shed. This symbol here matches this picture of nails. Then we got some rope over here in the boathouse. We got some wood outside. 2 spaces outside. And what else? I think that's it. The discarded tools are in the garage. Okay, cool. All right. Corresponding to a specific type of supply item. All right, while on one of these spaces, you may gain the corresponding supply item at the cost of time. You cannot do this while moving through the space. Okay, so you gotta end your turn there. Place it into a backpack slot. When discarding a supply item card, it goes back into the play area face up, available to be gained again. Alright, then we have crafted items. So there is another deck of cards here, crafted items. So crafting allows you to gain an available crafted item card by discarding the item cards and or supply item cards listed on the crafted item card. Am I crazy, or does that sound Crazy. As well as losing the required amount of time. So you do have to pay time to make these crafted items. And when you gain a crafted item card, either place it into a hand or backpack slot. When discarding a crafted item card, it goes back in the play area face up, available to be crafted again. So you can make multiple tools. When the items with the limited uses are discarded to gain a crafted item card, those uses carry over to the crafted item. For example, if the shotgun has one use left when it is discarded to craft the sawed-off shotgun, that's pretty cool. That's what I'm talking about right there. We have to get the sawed-off shotgun. Where was I? If the shotgun has one use left when it is discarded to craft the sawed-off shotgun, then the sawed-off shotgun will also have one use left. I see. Okay, so those uses transfer over if you were to craft it into something else. Why didn't they just write that? The same would apply if the trash can lid is discarded to craft the porcupine. Okay. Porcupine? Porcupine? Porcupine. All right. That's it for Wingard Cottage. They do give an example here. Ava has a wooden bat and nails. She spends 2 time to craft the nail bat, taking it into her hand. She discards the wooden bat and returns the nails face up to the other supply item cards. All right, so we're going to have to figure this out, how to craft stuff. Seems cool. I like that they added this into this one. We're going to give it a shot here. Let's look at some of these crafted items first so we kind of know what we're dealing with. And then we'll shuffle them up and deal 4 out. So we have a nail gun. All right. Nails. It requires nails, discarded tools, and 2 time to craft this. I kind of like that rather than just like searching for stuff. This might be actually really cool. Alright, at range 1, nail gun cannot modify an action card and must be used without one. Spend 1 time to deal 1 damage. At range 0, nail gun modifies the action card, adding a damage to the attack. That's pretty cool. So you can shoot at range just for free, or you can use it close range to modify an attack card. Like something like weak attack, we would do 2 damage instead if we were successful. Okay, what else do we have? We have a spear, 2-handed. This requires knife, wood, and 2 time to craft. Whenever you do damage to an enemy, you may move them to an adjacent space. I did turn the music up a little bit, so if it is too loud, if anyone's out there, just give me a shout, let me know. Turn it down a bit. Okay, what else? We have Disemboweler. I mean, look at this thing. The Disemboweler, baby. That's what I'm talking about. The Disemboweler. Alright, this does 2 damage. 2-handed weapon. Requires a wooden bat, a knife, and rope, and 2 time to craft. Alright, after applying damage to the targeted enemy. Reduce horror by 1 for each other enemy in the same space or adjacent space. The Disemboweler seems good. Sawed-off shotgun. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. We got the big weapon here. Okay, so the sawed-off shotgun. It's got a little damage with a star next to it. We don't know what that means yet. Alright, it requires a shotgun, discarded tools, and 2 time to make this sawed-off shotgun. The sawed-off shotgun cannot modify an action card and must be used without one. Spend 1 time to deal 3 damage to the primary target and 2 damage to other enemies on the same space. I mean, I'm talking this thing. This has to be best weapon in the game. So far. Let's keep going. And then I think we have just the regular stuff. We have a nail bat. This requires a wooden bat and nails and 2 time. To make, we might see some other cool stuff in here. I have never looked through all of these, so this would be my first time. We get the spiked slingshot. Sounds good. Requires nails, rope, and 2 time to make. Has a range of 1 and does 1 damage. The spiked slingshot may only modify weak attack and furious strike action cards, so we cannot use it with critical blow or we can use it with furious strike. Do not discard spiked slingshot after 3 uses. During the action phase, you may discard nails to replenish all uses. Yo, I like that. Alright, then we have a nail trap. I did see tokens for this. So this requires wood, nails, discarded tools, and 2 time to make. You may place the nail trap token on your space, 1 per space, during the action phase for 1 time. And then if an enemy enters a space with a nail trap, discard the token and the enemy takes a damage. Alright, we also have a snare. Obviously this requires some wood and some rope and 1 time. You may place a snare token on your space, 1 per space, during the action phase for 1 time. If an enemy enters a space with a snare, discard this token, and they can no longer move until the end of the turn. Alright, so we can trap them. I like that. What else we got? Porcupine. Porcupine. Let's check it out. Oh, whoa. Whoa, porcupine. There we go. Alright, what is this? Requires trash can lid and nails and 2 time to make. This looks pretty cool, actually. Ignore a damage and deal a damage. That's sweet. I mean, we're talking like a free retaliate there to enemy who attacked. Alright, last but not least, we have the Obliterator. This looks pretty serious. 3 damage. This requires wood, rope, discarded tools, nails, and 4 time to make. So this is easily the hardest weapon in the game to make or craft. The Obliterator may not be used to modify reaction cards, and all movement is reduced by 1 to a minimum of 1 when used. Receive -1 health for each 1 in your final horror result. Okay, so the Obliterator seems sketch. You could probably hurt yourself with it. And I mean, look at that. Look at what it costs to make that. Wood, rope, discarded tools, and nails, and then also 4 times. So that's 1 of each. I don't know. We don't even know how hard it is to get these supply items yet. We haven't, I've played this maybe once a long time ago, but I think it says place the 4 supply item cards face up in the play area. So we have that up here by the location board. That's going to be the wood, discarded tools. Now, where are we going to put this stuff? Maybe we put this stuff over here. Like this. We have some wood. Some discarded tools. Some rope. They all cost a time to pick up, so I don't really care if we cover this. Right? So we can leave it like this. And then we have nails. Alright. So these are going to be the supply items that we can spend 1 time to pick up one of these. But we have to be in a location that shows that icon. So we can pick up wood here. We can pick up rope at the boathouse. We can pick up discarded tools from the garage. And we can pick up nails from the shed. Alright, and then it says, shuffle the crafted item cards together and deal out 4 face-up cards in the play area. So these are going to be different every time. Okay, we really don't have space for all this, if you know what I'm saying. If there's like a normal deck here, like there's still a normal deck of item cards. Does it say to put them face up? Yeah, 4 crafted item cards face up in the display area. I mean, how's this going to work? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's first off just see what we get. All right, so we have the disemboweler, a nail trap, a sawed-off shotgun. This could be big. This could be a big game. This is what I'm talking about. We get the sawed-off shotgun. Let's put them out. Let's just put them out here, right? Yeah, and then we'll put these aside. And then I think we do like a normal setup with the rest of the item cards, right? So what we'll do is shuffle this first. Do a little drop shuffle here. Bing, bang, boom. And then we're going to add 3 piles of 4 with the top card being face up. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, 11, 12. Ah, yes. Of course there's regular item deck, because how would you make the porcupine without the trash can lid? I got you. Alright, so this is just going to go here like so. We have the boathouse has the trash can lid, so that's ignore damage. It's got 3 uses. And if we were to make something, well, I didn't really see if we got the porcupine, but porcupine. How do you say it? Is it porcupine? Porcupine. Porcupine. Every time I hear porcupine, I just think of the Family Feud when Steve Harvey goes, name something that comes after the word pork, and the guy goes, cupine. Hilarious. Okay. So yeah, we got our 6 starting cards. Short rest, weak attack, focus, walk. 2 walks and 2 focuses, actually. Who's ready? I'm ready. We're gonna pull 10 tarot cards, so I have shuffled these and mixed these together. So we have some of the location, some of the killer, and we're gonna pull 10, and this will determine our fate. Okay, I can't shuffle. Let's try this again. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The rest of them just get put back aside. There's our terror deck. Alright, moving on to our killer special setup. Alright, set up the game as normal with the following changes when playing with the intruders. Place all 3 killer meeples red from the core box, black and gray on the killer start location indicated in the setup card. Do we flip a setup card yet? I don't know, because we haven't picked a final girl, so maybe we'll hold off on that. Give each killer their starting health, including a final health token. So we can do that, definitely. So they all start with 6 health, right? So we'll give them 5 each. I think it's cool how there's 3 different killers. Hopefully, it's not like Geppetto. We hate Geppetto. We hate the minions. We hate everything about it. If you do exclamation point survivors or exclamation point dead, you can see who's still alive and who's dead in this Final Girl series that we're doing here. You can also join the Discord community. Just type exclamation Discord, and it will link the Discord if you're interested. Let me actually try the survivors, because I did update it, and I want to see if it worked. So we have survivors. Bam! Look at that. Final girls who survived the night. We have Lori at Camp Happy Trails. Selena the Poltergeist at Creech Manor. Creek? Am I saying Creek? Uh, Adelaide Inkanyamba at the Sacred Grove. Sheila, Dr. Fright at Maple Lane. Jeanette, USS Evamorph would be the newest one, but not everyone makes it out alive. This is true. So you can do exclamation point dead. And we have Charlie Geppetto, the Carnival Blood. That's why we don't like Geppetto. He killed Charlie. I think the minion rules are bullshit. But that's just me. Anyone else? Alright. I didn't even put all the health out yet. Got distracted. Alright, each killer's got 5 health. And then we are going to shuffle the final health tokens and put 3 out. Could you imagine if all 3 killers came back with some health? I'd say 1 came back, because there is three final health tokens with health on them, right? So one of them has 1, one of them has 2, one of them has 3. So what if killer number 1 got the 3, this one got the 2, this one got the 1, and we still survived? I mean, how cool would that be? How epic? The Intruders are a group of 3 killers, but at any given moment, only one is active when resolving, movement, attacking, or placing a killer. The active killer is identified by the active killer token. So, let's take a look at the killer board here. We do have 3 different sections here. So, killer number 1. Oh, we should put these final health tokens out as well. I'll mix these up. These are all the final health tokens here. Okay. You can't really see. Let's do it up here. Bam. So these are all the final health tokens. So we're going to pull 4 for this game, which is really interesting, because usually there's only 2. We have 3 killers, and then we need 1 for our final girl too. I'm just going to kind of mix these around and start pulling, right? Now the chances that we get one with health on it, pretty high, right? Being that there's 4 killers. I keep bumping my head on this mic. Oh, and I think it makes a horrible noise when I turn it like that. Also, I keep bumping my head on the camera thing when I set up games down here. Okay. Okay, the three killers, but at any given moment, only 1 killer is active when resolving, moving, or attacking or placing a killer. The active killer is identified by the active killer token. So that's going to be this little K here. So this will change, and I think it changes when we attack. So if we attack a killer that's not the active killer, it will immediately change, or that killer will immediately change to the active killer. Let's put these final health tokens out before I forget about it. I keep getting distracted. Okay, so they're going to go up here since this is like for the active killer spots. So we have some final health tokens. We could be deciding the fate of the game right now. And we're going to put 1 down here for the final girl now. That's 4. There's only 4 left. We don't want to look at them. Oh. Maybe I should redo that because there was 1 missing. Let's redo it. Let's redo it. There was 1 missing. It doesn't feel right. What's the best way to shuffle these? Just throw them. Throw them up in the air. Shake them. I kind of like doing this. Just hockey pucking them around. Okay, let's start taking them. So we got 1 final health token, 2 final health token, 3 final health token, and 4. 1 for the final girl. Alright, there's 5 left. These are going to be put away. They can't come back out. They do include an extra white final health token for if you do get to a situation where you need 3. Like I was saying, if all 3 of these had health on them and they came back to life, we would need that third white token, unless we killed one before the other or whatever. The active killer will change throughout the game, sometimes even more than once in the same turn. There are 3 ways the active killer can change. When you attack one of the killers, okay, so if we attack a killer that is not the active killer, that killer becomes the active killer. What else do we got? Or use an item card to damage it. That killer immediately becomes the active killer. When resolving the following symbols, the active killer token will move accordingly. The killer it ends up on is now the active killer. So they have some pictures here as an example. I'll zoom in a little bit on this to show you what I mean. They have these little killer up, killer down arrow. I'm assuming that'll be on some tarot cards, and that will change or adjust the active killer for the time. So look at these creepy dudes. Get 3 creepy dudes intruding in the house here. Alright, so this means move the active killer token up to the next killer, and then the down obviously means move it down to the next killer, and then if a killer is dead, it is skipped when determining the active killer. So if we were to kill that middle person, the middle killer, obviously we would just skip it. Okay, that's kind of too obvious. Note, when removing the active killer token, the token will wrap around from top to bottom or bottom to top. For example, if the active killer token is on the topmost killer and you need to move it up, it moves to the killer on the bottom. Okay, fair enough. That's easy stuff. When the active killer is killed, move the active killer token to the topmost killer that is still alive. That's important. So if we were to kill the middle one, it would just go up instead of down, I guess. So there's 3 ways that the active killer can change. 1, if we attack it. 2, if we see that symbol. And 3, if we kill one. Fair enough. Alright, we got some additional rules and conditions or clarifications over here. So, resolving all killer effects. Some cards will have an effect that all killers will resolve. When this occurs, ignore the active killer token and start by resolving the effect for the top most killer on the killer board, followed in order by each one below it. The active killer token does not change. I need to read that again because I was just like off in La La Land or whatever when I was reading it. Some cards will have an effect that all killers will resolve. When this occurs, ignore the active killer token and start resolving the effect for the topmost killer on the board, following in order. Okay, so if it says all killers, and let's say that this is the active killer, we ignore the active killer and start from the top down. Are you guys going to remember that? Because I'm not. And then we have panic. There's some special rules on panic too. This is getting a little bit much for me. For the purposes of resolving panic, victims in spaces with any killer, not just the active killer, will panic during the panic phase if a victim was killed that turn. Okay, fair enough. So just like any other time, if the victim is in the killer's space, they will panic. Let's say that one of the killers kills a victim, and then there's a victim in a space with a different killer, that victim will panic. That's kind of what they're saying, I hope. All right, minor dark powers. We have effects from these apply to all killers. Ooh, that could hurt. So a lot of minor dark powers just give them extra health, so they could end up with like 8 health here. Each killer. That would suck. That'd be like ultra hard mode. When damage is applied to any killer and a minor dark power card is in play, the damage is first applied to the minor dark power card. So, minor dark power will give every killer extra health, and if we attack any killer, it first comes off the minor dark power. Gotcha. Intruder death and final health tokens. When one of the killers still has its black final health token and loses its final health, and there is still at least one other killer on the board, the phase doesn't immediately end as it normally would. First, lay the dead killer on its side, then change the active killer, and finish the current phase. Okay, I'm a little confused on that part, but if we get to that, I'll come back to it. Although each killer... Oh, this part seems important. Although each killer has its own final health token, you only get +1 bonus dice, regardless of how many killers are down to their final health. So we should really just target one at a time. I was thinking, maybe, since there's 3 killers, if we were on our last health, so was this guy, and this guy, that would be +4 dice. That would be huge. We'd be rolling 5 dice down here in the 1 horror, or 6 horror, or 7 horror, whatever it is. Alright, we need to choose a final girl. If there's anyone out there that has ever played Final Girl, these are the 2 from this feature film. So we have Ava. She's got 5 health. Her abilities, so she can save 5 victims, or needs to save 5 victims to get her ultimate ability out. And the bonuses that she receives when she saves a victim are, she gets 2 health back, so boom, boom. Okay, save 2 victims, get 2 health back. I mean, it's 1 at a time, but you see what I'm saying here. Then we have 2 move a space. Those seem really good. I love the move a space. And then we have reduce horror, so I like that too. Ginny seems a little more diverse. She has take the guard reaction card. That could come in big time handy, because if you think about it, when there's only 1 killer, we're usually just getting stomped out. So I can't imagine what it's going to be like with 3 killers. We're always going to be getting attacked. So this guard reaction card could be big for Ginny. She's also got more health. She's a little tankier. She can reduce horror by 2, saving 2 victims. So 2 of these. She gets 1 health back and then 2 time. This is what I meant by diverse. So just different options, okay? She can move space, get a health back. Reduce horror. She can get a guard reaction card 2 time. Or reduce horror. Okay, I like that. I dig it. I'm kind of thinking Ginny at this point. Let's look at the ultimate abilities. Okay, first we'll do Ava. When making a horror roll, you may re-roll all 1s. That's kind of big. That seems really good. She also only has to save 5 victims instead of 6 to get her ultimate unlocked. So every time we get a 1, we just get to re-roll it. Like, can we just keep re-rolling it? Like, what if we re-roll it and get a 1? Can we just re-roll it again? That'd be my first question. Alright, and then for each additional victim saved, she reduces horror by 1. So we love that. Alright, let's look at Ginny's real quick before we make a decision here. Ginny's got 6 health. I am thinking Ginny. Ginny does have something kind of like we had with, maybe it was Jeanette, where you get like a one-time bonus thing. Alright, so Ginny's ultimate ability is going to be, choose 2 of the following that will apply to all results when resolving the action for the remainder of the game. Choose 2 of the following that will apply to all results when resolving that action for the remainder of the game. Alright, so if we're resolving a move action, We move +1 space. Oh, only when resolving a walk. All right, so if we do a walk, we get an extra space. And we can only pick 2 of these, don't forget. Then we have an extra health when resolving a short rest. I am going to turn that music down a little bit. I do think it is a little high. I apologize. Maybe it's better there. +1 damage when resolving weak attack. That could be good. +1 reduce horror when resolving focus. So Ginny's going to buff your 0 cost action cards. And then for each additional victim saved, we're going to receive 1 time. Oh my god, what do you guys think? This seems like a tough choice here. Do we go with I kind of like Ava. I like Ava. Just being able to reroll all 1s. I mean, you guys know how shitty the rolls are in this game. I got it on all 6s for luck right now. But that's never the case. We never roll 6s. Actually, we do roll 6s, I'm not going to lie. We get pretty lucky with Final Girl. We've actually been pretty lucky lately. We've only got 1 dead. Alright, I'm not going to boast about it. I think we do Ava here. Ginny's a little complicated. You know, you have to pick 2 of those and then you're kind of stuck with it. And then you're just getting time back. I kind of like the reducing horror. I think we go with Ava. Solid choice. We're picking Ava. Way to be. This is going to be fun. Alright, so we have our final girl chosen. We picked Ava. Alright, so she gets, when we save victims, we can move 2 free spaces, reduce the horror by 1, or get 2 health back. So she's really got it all except getting time. We can always sell cards for time, don't forget. Alright, we're going to flip a setup card. We're almost there. We're almost there. Okay, I know this setup card is probably really hard to see. Yeah, especially when it's off camera. Move it down a tad like that. Alright, it's kind of far away from me too. So, final girl. That's going to be us in purple here. So we're going to start right where it says we start on the lakefront. What happened to the music? Did it just stop? 2 victims here. We got our victim with his head cut off. It came like that. All right, 2 victims here. We got 3 victims here underneath us. In the kitchen. 3 victims in the kitchen. 3 victims in the family room. One victim in the foyer. Is it foyer or foyer? Foyer? How do you say it? We got a victim in the laundry room. I mean, what are you doing in there? We have one in the bedroom. No, we don't have one in the bedroom. Good eye. We have one in the bathroom. And then we have one in the garage. And that would be it. So let me just count that total real quick. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's all of our victims out, starting positions. All three killers start in the same space, which seems a little weird to me. I guess not. It looks like they're starting on the porch, which is super thematic. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's literally called a knock at the door. I wonder if they start on the porch in every setup card. There is a different setup card. Every time you play, chances are it's going to be different. So it's another great thing about Final Girl. We got to put our final girl's health out. So Ava gets 5 health. So we're going to put 4 health tokens, and we've already chosen a final health token. So there's a chance that there's extra health on the back of that final health token, or there is not extra health on the back of this final health token. That means we're dead. So I need one more little health token here. I think they sent some extra with this feature film. All right. I think we're good. We're ready to start. We're going to flip a starting event here. We're going to see what it says. We have the, okay, marked for death. So we have a white meeple coming out. Marked for death. Why did you let him into our home? All right, place the outsider in the bathroom. Whenever the killer must choose a target, the outsider is chosen instead. All right, that's important. More rules to remember right off jump. We don't like that. On its way towards the outsider, the killer kills one victim in each space it moves through. Ho! Including its starting and ending spaces. Yikes! There's no way out. The bathroom is a horrible place for this guy. So this guy's marked for death. All right, this is our starting event, marked for death. So it's a white meeple that goes in the bathroom. So now there is 2 people in the bathroom, and then it says that whenever the killer must choose a target, the outsider is chosen instead. And then killers kill every victim, starting space, end space they move through, on the way to the outsider. That seems so reckless. I mean, how are we supposed to deal with that? We have to kill that guy immediately. Just hopefully, they only kill, like, let's see. Look at the path to get to the bedroom too. Can they go in from there? So it would be like 1. It would be like 1, 2, 3. They would kill like 3 people. I guess that's not terrible. All right, I'm psyched. Yo, we're ready. We're getting started here. This is it. This is the beginning of the game. We are playing with the tier dice again. We're going to see how much we can cry about our bad horror rolls. The horror only starts on 3, so not terrible, but we might do a focus right off jump. Get that horror down a little bit. Maybe get rolling 3 dice. You guys know the move. Let's do a focus. All right, we're rolling 2. Whoo! We love to see it. We start off first roll. Why is my first rolls always good? We start off with a success and a convert. I'll take that. We can pitch, short rest, possibly. Where do we want to go? Let's craft some items. That's one thing that I definitely did not do when I first played this, when it first came out. I never got into crafting the items, so we are going to try to craft some items. I know there's a sawed-off shotgun somewhere in there, so... Actually, that reminds me, we should put... These items should be visible, yeah. I just don't really know where I can put them. I guess let's do it like this. Yeah, see, that's still not even visible. Let's put them down by the events. We have a snare, we have a nail trap, we have a disemboweler, and we have a sawed-off shotgun. I'm curious, do the hand or crafted items come back into play after these are used and discarded and such? That'd be a good rules question. All right, so we start out with a focus. We end up getting a single success here and a convert. We could take the single success, reduce horror by 1 and spend 1 time, or we can pitch short rest, weak attack for a double success to reduce the horror by 1 and gain 2 time. I think that's the play here. Being that we're not really in any kind of situation where we need to heal. So the 2 cards I'm talking about pitching are short rest and weak attack. I don't think we're going to end up attacking right away. So I think we're safe to pitch short rest, weak attack. We'll put them down like this. And we end up getting a double success there. So we reduce horror by 1. We gain 2 time. Now we have 3 cards left to play. Okay, we have 2 walks and a focus. All we can do is move. So the question's going to be, do we want to try to save victims, or do we want to try to get... We know we need time to pick up items, so I am glad I pitched those 2 cards right off the bat. Maybe we go towards the boathouse. See, we're not really saving victims if we do that, though. I do want to get her ultimate out. Ava's ultimate ability is reroll all 1s on horror rolls. So, seems really good. If we go here, we can pick up wood. If we go to the boathouse, we can pick up rope. See, I need to be able to see these. So I gotta have these out. I wasn't sure. So these have to be visible. There's really no spot for these on the play mat here, but that's okay. Each scenario is different in its own way. So let's look at some of this stuff. We have the snare. Before we decide where we want to move and whatnot, we have the snare requires rope, wood, and a time. So we could, right off the bat, make a snare. If we were to move 1, 2, we do have 2 walks on us. We could move 1 space, right? Spend a time. That would be 2 time. We'd be down to 6. We would pick up the wood, and then we would go into the boathouse. We would spend some time to pick up the rope, and then we could immediately craft the snare. The snare has 3 uses. The snare has 3 uses. Costs a wood, a rope, and a time to craft it. And if we put the snare down, and an enemy enters a space with a snare, discard the token, and they no longer move until the end of the turn. So they just don't move. That's good. Maybe we hold on to the wood and the rope so we can make the disemboweler. See, for that we need the bat. Either way, we'll end up in the boathouse. I think we go that way. Or do we want to go to the shed? The discarded tools we need for the shotgun. What am I saying? Yeah, then we have a chance of saving victims too. Screw this place. We're not going over here. I mean, while we're close, though, do we want to pick some of that stuff up? I don't know. I think we just go boom, boom, boom. See, the killers are going to go directly for the one that's marked for death. Let's do a walk. We only have 3 cards anyway. over here talking about nothing. All right. So we do a walk. We're rolling 2 dice. Come on. We need this. Okay, we get 2 tiers. Perfect. I had to say something, didn't I, about the rolls? Oh, forgot to change camera. Yeah, we ended up with 2 tiers. So we're going to take a tier. We're probably going to spend a health. We're going to move 1 space, spend a health, and lose 2 time. Okay. So we spend 1 health. We move 1 space. We're going to go into the space with these 2 victims here. Boop. And then that costs us 2 time as well since we rolled no successes. Now we can do big stuff with those tiers. Don't forget. All right. We could try to walk again. Now, if we walk and we get a double success here, we actually save 2 victims. We can get our health back, and boom, we can be rolling 3 dice. What do you guys think? Let's try it. So we go for a walk. Okay, big mistake. We end up getting 2 converts. So that is no successes. So we have to move 1 space. We'll bring both of these victims with us into the shed. Okay. We spend another time. We're really pushing it here. This is sketch. Yeah, I am going to do this, though. I know this is super sketch off the jump. And then we lose 2 time. We move a space. We bring those 2 victims into the shed with us. Now, the question here, we're down to 4 time. We could spend a time and pick up discarded tools. I think we do that. We don't even get a tier for those 2 converts. It sucks. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's spend a time. And let's pick up some discarded tools. Now, if we're lucky enough to search the shed and the shotgun is in there, we're going to have a sawed-off shotgun on our second turn. That's going to be huge for us. We're going to hold on to this focus. We spend 1 more time, so we're down to 3. We pick up the discarded tools. They go in our backpack. Okay, we have some discarded tools. That's going to end our turn right there. We go to planning phase with 3 time to spend. We buy some cards. Let's get a sprint. No, we have to get search, close call. That's it. So our 3 cards for the next turn, next action phase, are going to be focus, close call, and search. That's it. That's all we had. Let's take a look. What's next? We're going to return some cards back to the action or back to the tableau. That's just going to be all the first cards that we used here. They're all 0 cost free action cards. And then we spent our time, so we reset the time to 6. It's been a minute since I've played some Final Girl. We've been out for like a week or 2, so it's going to take me a second to get back into the rules and things. Once we get flowing here, though, we'll be good. No worries. Okay, we jump into the first killer phase here. Resolve killer action, and then draw a terror card. So for the first killer action, each killer resolves this action, yeah? Let's check. Oh, okay. So only the active killer. So the active killer is the red meeple this time, right now. And it's gonna be. Oh wait, no, it's all killers. It says all killers. Oh, we didn't even do this. I always forget this. It's something I do every time. We're gonna choose a finale, and then a dark power too. But we're gonna remove the epic dark final, the one with the blood on it. Do we want to do that? We might just get clobbered here anyway, so I don't think it's worth it. All right, we're gonna shuffle these three minor or dark powers, and we'll choose one. And then we are in the middle of the first killer action right now, and it says all killers each time. So that kind of stinks. But anyway, all killers target the final girl and attack. Now they have no movement, which is so good for us. They're gonna stay there on the porch, just kind of being creepy. But we have to remember that when they target someone, they target that white meeple because they're marked for death. That was the first starting event of the game. Okay, so we have this killer action. All killers target the final girl or closest victim. It's going to end up being our marked for death guy. So then they're going to attack. See, there's no movement on that card, so they don't move anywhere. And then we flip our first tarot card of the game, which will say, they can't get in here, right? Place 2 new victims in each bedroom. Yo, do we even have enough meeples for that? 2 new victims in each bedroom? How many bedrooms are there? All right, we got a bedroom here. We got a bedroom here. Make sure there's no master bedroom. Did I put one there? All right, there should be. There was 12, right? This would have been 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Perfect. Checks out. Okay, we did that. Okay, place 2 new victims. Let's go back to the tarot card here. Place 2 new victims in each bedroom and then increase the horror. So horror goes up 1. Boop. Up to 3. Just getting rid of all the work we did. Okay, now really all we can do. All right, we have panic phase. No panic phase because no victims died that turn. And then we have upkeep phase, which nothing ever happens during upkeep. So, all right, we're back to the action phase. Now we only have 3 cards we can mess with. I want to save this focus. I would just start off with a focus to get closer, reduce that horror a little bit so we can start rolling 3 dice. But we're already losing health on some dumb walk stuff, so let's do our search. Now we're looking for the shotgun. We want to make that sawed-off shotgun. We've already picked up discarded tools. The only thing we need now is the shotgun to make a sawed-off shotgun, and then we spend 2 time. So let's do a search. We have a close call just in case we mess this roll up, but let's roll it up. Let's see. All right, we end up with a success and a tier, boys. Take the top item card at your space for a time. You'll notice on the location board, we are in the shed. The shed, I need to get this right because I got this wrong before. The shed has mysterious pills. So we take mysterious pills, put them in our backpack. Now we have just mysterious pills and some discarded tools. Okay, mysterious pills are discard this during the action phase and choose one of the following. Heal for 2 or reduce the horror by 1. Oh, some decisions right there, buddy. We already lost 2 health. So we could just get our health back for free right now, or we could reduce the horror, pop a focus, and start rolling 3 dice. What do you guys think? I don't even know who I'm talking to when I say that. honestly, my thoughts as far as getting the health back, it really doesn't matter right now because until that guy that's marked for death dies, we're not going to be targeted. So let's discard the mysterious pills to reduce the horror by 1. So we're going to do that now. Reduce horror by 1. Gotta love the pills. Okay, we can pop a focus now, or do we just hold on to this close call and this focus? Roll into the next killer phase. What's going to happen? Again, as long as they don't have movement, they're just going to stand there on the porch being creepy, so. Now, did we spend a time? We had to spend a time there, right? We take the top item card at our space and we spend a time. Done. Let's just do it. There's no reason. We're going to get a lot of free cards back. We have this close call. If we do mess up here, I do want to save some time. I got to get a sprint. We got to save some victims. We got stuff to do. So let's do a focus. Okay, not good. Not good. We end up with a tier and a convert. We could play our close call, reroll all dice for 2 time. We will get that time back if we do get a double success. So let's do it. We go down to 3 time. We reroll both dice. No way, dude. Fuck. All right, we got 2 tiers. That hurts. That really hurts. So we end up losing 2 more time, putting us at 1 time, giving us no time. Oh no, that was such a huge mistake. All right, but we do collect a tier. So we have 2 tiers. We could spend these 2 tiers to reroll a die, but we're going to save them for that big 5 or 4 or maybe even the 3 tier play. That sucked. I mean, look at that. What are the chances? Again, they're probably pretty high. But yeah, let's do this. All right, that ends the action phase. We're jumping into the planning phase. This is where we buy cards, but we only have 1 time to spend. So it's going to be a shitty planning phase. We can get 1 close call. That's absolutely it. So we take a close call and the free cards back into our hand. We return these cards to the tableau. So we have focus and search back in the tableau. Now we got to get a sprint next time because we are stuck there. It's fine right now because we have the guy that's marked for death. They're going to continue targeting him until he's dead or we save him. So I'm kind of fine with that. I didn't realize how good that is, that we're not even being targeted. It gives us time to craft the sawed-off shotgun and just, you know what I'm saying? Like just kill everyone on the board because there is 3 killers this time. Let's go. Okay, we jump into killer phase. All killers target the final girl or closest victim and attack. Again, no movement. As long as there's no movement, they don't do anything, right? They can't attack anyone. So we flip our next tarot card, and it says, it was wearing a mask. Increase horror by 1, so they're just messing with that horror. Every time we bring it down, they bring it up. If there are no victims on the board, discard and draw the next tarot card. Otherwise, okay, this is where we're going to change the active killer. So change the active killer to the next one down. Target the closest victim, move, and attack. So again, we're going to change to the gray killer, okay? So this is where we change the active killer. We go down. So the gray killer is now the active killer. So we'll look at our location board. We're going to target the closest victim. But remember, whenever the killer must choose a target, the outsider is chosen instead. So they will move and attack. Now they move for 1. So we have the gray guy entering the house. And then they kill. It says the killer kills 1 victim in each space it moves through, including its starting and ending place. So it just started here and ended here, so it kills 1 victim. Boom, dead. Bloodlust goes up 1. Horror increases by 2. This is bad. We're up to 5 horror already. This goes 1, 2. Shucks. All right, what do we do now? We didn't really get any good cards. We just got our freebies back, but we can still do some damage. Not damage, but we can do something with them. I think we have both walks here. We do. So there is a good chance we could save 2 victims here. Reduce that horror and maybe get some free movement. Do we continue to search? Do we stay in the shed and search that whole shed out to see if we get a shotgun? That could be the next card. This is intense, and it just started. That's going to end the killer phase. We have panic phase. No victims are going to panic because there are no victims in any spaces with the killer. So we do upkeep. Again, nothing happens during upkeep. And we roll right back into the action phase. So do we want to get out of the shed? We didn't pick up a search. We already searched. We took. I kind of like the fireplace poker. It does take up a hand slot, though. It only does 1 damage. Obviously has no range. We did not get a weapon. We were really hoping to get... I guess it wouldn't be that big of a deal to save these 2 victims, get back to the shed, and search it. Seems like a game plan. We're probably going to end up pitching a lot of these cards. The horror did really bump down. Up a lot. So, all right, let's go ahead and do a walk. Okay, we have a single success and a convert, so I can work with that. The double success would give us 2 spaces. We would save 2 victims, so we are going to convert here. We're going to pitch short rest. Weak attack. Forgot to reset the time to 6. We spend 1 time to move 2 spaces. All right, let's move on to the location board. So we are moving 2 spaces. Oh, no. See, I thought we could go directly from the shed to that exit space, but we cannot. So we have to do another walk here, unfortunately. So we're going to play another walk. All right, we end up with a single success, which is all we need to get these victims out of here. So we are going to move 1 space for another time. We save 2 victims, including the guy with his head cut off, he's the lucky one. All right, so we can get to, I think we just moved 2 free spaces here. Thoughts on that? So we just saved our first victim. Now we get 1 of these bonuses, 2 of these bonuses. I'm trying to think which ones we should take. We did lose 2 health early on in the game, so we could recover some health. We could reduce the horror by 1, or we could move a space. I think what we're going to do is reduce horror by 1, move 1 space for free. I'm trying to think. I mean, I think, honestly, all of those victims in the house are just hosed. There's nothing we can do to save them. Let's reduce the horror by 1. Let's move 1 space for free. Now we're on this exit space, so we have the option to go here or here. What do we think about that shed? If we get to the garage, the fireplace poker is there. That is a weapon indeed. So we would at least have something in our hands to beat this guy. I think we're going to do that. We're going to move Now we're moving this space for free, right? We never spent the time though. Yes, we did spend the time, but this move space is free because it came from saving a victim. So we're gonna move into this space, and what we're gonna do is spend another time. I know that's probably not smart, but we're gonna spend one more time, so that puts us on 3 time, and we're gonna pick up whatever that is. It looks like wood to me, so we're gonna pick up wood. All right, so that way we can craft some stuff, man. We might get this disemboweler going. I mean, damn. That's what I'm saying. We need some weapons. We got to get some stuff. All right. So, just a quick overview. We did a walk, pitched 2 cards for a double success, spent a time. We saved 2 victims, gave us a free movement. We actually did another walk, got a single success, spent another time. Then we got a free movement, and we spent some time to pick up some wood. So we're down to 3 time, and I think we're going to call it there. We could do a focus close call, but we're not getting many free cards left back, so we might actually just sell these 2 cards to get 5 time, pick up like a sprint and a search and a close call. That actually sounds really good. Or we could do something big like distraction. Distraction sprint. Then we would have distraction, sprint, and focus. I think that's the play. I hate messing with the audio. I kind of wish somebody was there. Tell me if the music's too loud, not loud enough. Can't hear it. Really anything. All right, we're going to end the action phase there. We go to planning phase. Let's sell both of these cards for a time. So we're going to sell walk or close call and focus for 1 time. That puts us up at 5. And then what we do is we buy a sprint for 2, putting us on 3. And then we have the option to get distraction. And then we would have distraction, focus, and sprint. Or do we just get guard, close call right now? Is guard a waste? Maybe we get search, close call. So we have sprint for 2, search for 2, and close call for 1. That puts us at 0 time. We reset the time to 6. We move into the killer phase. Okay. All killers target the final girl and attack. All right. Again, anytime that they would target the final girl, they're going to target the chosen guy or the marked for death guy, which is the white meeple. There are no victims in any killer spaces, so we're going to go ahead and flip our next tarot card. Let's see what happens. Is Tammy home? Who the fuck is Tammy? All right. Place the killer on the porch. All right. I mean, fair enough, dude. Like, look at this. Back to location board. The active killer right now is the gray one. It says put them on the porch. So they're just going back to the porch. And then it says reduce or increase the horror. So it's going back up to 5. I mean, bit of a struggle there. But that's all right. Not a terrible killer phase. No panic. I keep bumping my head on this mic. I don't know what to do about it. I need to get like a better arm. This one is totally ass. I mean, I could move it further away, but then I don't know. Like if you can even hear me. All right. What the hell was happening? Okay, again, no panic, no upkeep. We go back into the action phase. Now, we just have sprint, search, and close call in our hands. So that's really all we can do. We forgot to put these back in the tableau. These being close call. Oh, we did get a free focus, right? Then we put focus, walk, walk, weak attack, and short rest. And the pile. And this is our hand right now. We got 4 cards. We already spent a time. We picked up the wood. We picked up the discarded tools. I'm interested in crafting a weapon this game. I think that's going to be the move. I think that's the play. I think that's how we win. We craft weapons. We beat the shit out of the killers. Seems good to me. We are close to the garage, and we're also close to the driveway. So remember that they're targeting that chosen marked victim or whatever, marked for death guy, the white meeple on the board. So we're kind of safe to just freely run around, build stuff. Let's do a sprint. We cannot seem to keep the horror up, so I don't think it's worth it. Look at this, look at this, look at this. All right, we get a tier and a convert on the sprint. So we can actually save a victim here if we pitch, focus, and close call. And then that'll allow us to move another space and do our search. So I think we are going to do that. So we get that single convert. We pitch the 2 cards. We get to move 2 spaces for a time. So we move down to 5 time. We go 1. We go 1, 2. Into the driveway, we save another victim. We take this move 1 space. We go back to the garage. And then we have 1 card left to play, which is search. So we do search. Come on, we need this search to be big. We get a single success and a convert. I mean, I'll take it. It's not a double success, but we spend a time to take the top item card at our space, which is the fireplace poker. This is what I'm saying, guys. This is what we're going to use to kill the first killer of the game, the fireplace poker. All right, it's got some words on there. Never used one, but it has a painty point. I can't read, but it has a pointy tip and a hooky thing. And I know where I'm going to jab this. And I know where I'm going to jab those. Come on, man. Some of these don't make sense. Oh, a pointy thing and a hooky thing. I know where I'm going to jab those. All right, gotcha. So this is a one-handed weapon. It does 1 extra damage, so we can modify attack cards with it. But you have to be in the killer space, so. Seems good. Got our fireplace poker. We have discarded tools. We got wood. All right, what else is happening? We're out of cards. We got 4 time left. We jump into the planning phase, right? So we have 4 time to spend on planning phase. Now, we could pick up a search. I'm starting to really think about guard. I think we take search and guard here. And then we get these free cards back. Okay, which is actually a lot of free cards. A short rest, weak attack, 2 walks, and a focus. So that's our movement. That seems fine. And then we'll return these cards to the tableau. So we spent our 4 time. We reset to 6. We have a weapon now, so we can do some damage with weak attack. I feel a lot better with a guard in my hand. We can put search back, we can put sprint back, we can put close call back, and focus goes into 0 cost. Alright, that's going to be it for planning phase. We jump into the killer phase. Killer phase. All killers target the final girl or closest victim and attack. Again, we have this marked for death guy. What's stumping me is that there's just no movement. So they're just kind of hanging around. They're not really getting the game going by dropping a bunch of victims. They've been standing on the porch. 1 killer did move off the porch, and then a terror card just put them back on the porch. So, I don't know if it's meant to be this kind of slow pace, but I'll take it for now. Okay, so again, all killers target the final girl, closest victim, and attack. No movement. So we're going to flip a tarot card. Where are they coming from? Target the final girl. Here we go. Move twice. Attack. Change the killer back up a slot. Okay, so it goes back to the red guy. But first, we have target final girl or closest victim. So this is going to be the gray killer, since it has not changed. So our active killer is the gray killer. So they want to target the final girl or closest victim. But we have this marked for death guy. So moving twice means he moves 1, 2, no, see, he wants to target there, so he wouldn't move there. He would move to where he can get to the chosen. Am I right? Okay, so again, they're going to move twice, so they're going to go like this. From the porch to the foyer, and then into the bedroom. And remember, they always kill at least one victim in the space they started or the space they ended with marked for death. Oops. So then we change the active killer. So the active killer is now going to be the red meeple. And then it says, if there are no victims on the board, ignore the rest of this card. Otherwise, place the active killer with the furthest victim. Target the closest victim and attack. So the active killer is now red. The furthest victim, we have to count these spaces. It's probably going to be the marked for death guy, being that he's the furthest away. So both of these victims killers are on the porch. So let's count these spaces. It says to place the active killer with the furthest victim. So active killer is red. Furthest victim is, let's see, these are 2 spaces away. 2 spaces away. 1, 2, 3 spaces away. 1, 2, 3 spaces away. 1, 2 spaces away. 1, 2 spaces away. So again, it's a tie. They go after the marked for death guy. And let's see what happens when he dies. Because then okay, so kills 1 victim. In each space it moves through, including its starting and ending spaces. Now, it didn't move through any spaces that time. It just said place them in the furthest victim away's space. So that's actually really good news for us. We forgot to put Bloodlust up. So they'd be moving for 2, yeah? Yeah, they're going to move for 2 now. We put Bloodlust up 1 for that first victim they killed this time. And then it says, if the outsider leaves play, discard this card. So we're going to discard the event. And the outsider is now dead, which is okay. I mean, we're going to get this game rolling here. So Bloodlust goes up again. So we're moving for 2 and attacking for 1 now on the killers. Now, excuse me. Active killer doesn't change until we attack it. Or you see one of those up or down arrows. That was a rough killer phase. They got 2 victims. The black killer has not been the active killer yet. We might change that. If we can get in there and get him with the poker, you know. Get in there and get him with the fireplace poker. Okay, we do have some panic to do. So we have actually 2 victims to panic. So this guy is in a space with the killer, and this guy is in a space with the killer. So they will both panic. We'll do red first. We roll a dice. Let's just roll 2 dice. Okay, we got a 1 and a 6, so we'll do him first, like I said. A 1, he stays there. And a 6, he goes into this space with the active killer. Well, that's brilliant, bro. You panicked and you ran into the space with the active killer. Can't help you at this point. All right, we have upkeep. Nothing happens during upkeep. All right, we're moving on to the next action phase. So what are the chances here we save another victim? All it's really going to do is heal us a bit. I'd be more interested in searching. So let's do a search first, in case we need to pitch a couple cards. Sorry, I need to change this back. So we're going to do a search first. Drop a search. We roll 2 dice. Please give me some successes here. Okay, we get a single success, so we take the top item card from the garage again. All right, let's do a reveal. We end up with... Come on, what's it going to be? Rip. It's a map. How's a map going to help us, dude? I can see the whole map. All right, let's read the map, see what it says anyway. Discard during the action phase, and then for each deck of item cards, do one of the following. If the top card is face down, reveal it. If the top card is face up, you may remove it from the game and reveal the next card. Yo, that's kind of good. We can find that shotgun. Yeah, we're going to do that right now. All right, we're going to discard our map. So we found the shotgun, apparently, with this map. Guide to local points interest. Point A, guide to local points of interest. B. Yeah, so we're going to discard the map now. And then it says for each item deck, we either... if the top card is face down, we reveal it. If the top card is face up, you may remove it from the game and reveal the next card. Do we want to ditch the trash can lid, though? It seems like it could come in big time handy. Well, we know we're gonna reveal these two, so let's reveal these two first and see what we end up with. We're looking for that shotgun. We have the items to make a sawed-off shotgun. Oh. There's also a disemboweler, so we could pick up the bat. Oh, what do we do? Do we discard the trash can lid? Let's do it. Let's discard this from the game. Reveal the next item card. We got a blender, dude. That does 3 damage. That could be big. It can only be used in the house and discard after use. I like it. I actually dig it. We could pick up the disemboweler. We need a wooden bat, a knife, rope, and 2 time. We don't have any of those items. So really, we're looking for that shotgun. What does the blueprint do? Discard the blueprint and select a crafted item card from the unused crafted items. It's now available to craft. So that could bring some extra crafted item cards into the game. I was really hoping to get that sawed-off shotgun. We just have a fireplace poker right now. We could end the game with that, but I was really hoping to do some item crafting. All right, we're going to discard our map. We used it already. Okay, that was kind of good. We did a search first. We didn't have to pitch any cards, which is great. So we've still got a lot of cards here. We can walk and start beating up on that one killer. I'm fine with that because I have a guard in hand. It's either that or we save some victims. Heal up, reveal the ultimate, and then we have successful horror rolls, and we reduce horror every time we save another victim. I think that's the move. All right, let's do a walk. We roll 2 dice. Look at that. Single success and a convert. So we can pitch 2 cards. Let's get rid of a focus and a short rest because we know we're getting health back. So we get a double success on the walk. We spend 1 time and we move 2 spaces. So we're down to... What did we do first? We never spent the time for the search. So we go down 1 extra time. Now, we can move 2 spaces on this walk, which is really big. So our options really... We can go laundry room, back to the garage. And that only brings one victim out of the house. Victims won't follow you into the killer space. I don't know if we want to go inside yet. All right, let's do 1, 2. Bring that victim out, right? And then we have another walk. Let's do another walk. Come on, we just need one space. All right, we get it. We move one space for another time. We're down to 3 time. We saved another victim. We get 1 health back. We're 1 victim away. One victim saved away from revealing Ava's ultimate. So we get a health back there. We're up to 4. Okay, all we have left in hand is guard and weak attack. We're going to hold on to those cards and enter the planning phase. So we have 3 time to spend here. A sprint and a close call seems like the move. We could search the garage again, but sprint and close call seems best. So we take sprint and close call. That puts us on 0. We reset to 6. We jump into killer phase. All right, we're resolving the killer action. So it's all killers. Target the final girl, closest victim, and attack. All right, so again, going to attack for 1. This guy's going to kill a victim. So we have another dead victim there. Bloodlust goes up. Horror goes up to 6. That's pretty bad. We're going to have to do something about that. We're going to have to get a distraction or something. Okay. So there's still a victim in this space, so he would panic. And no other victims in any killer spaces. So we're going to reveal the next terror card. All right, flipping the terror card. Oh my God, what is happening to us? Okay, if there are no victims on the board, discard and draw the next terror card. Otherwise, target the final girl, target closest victim, move and attack. So we're just doing active killer here. So it's the red guy. He's not going to move because there's already a victim in the space, and he's going to kill this victim, which puts Bloodlust up and reveals the dark power. So this is bad. Let's go to the killer board. We're going to reveal this dark power. Strength in numbers. Each attack does 1 additional damage for each other killer on the same or adjacent space. Okay, so if the killers are close to each other, they do extra damage. That kind of sucks. We're just getting clobbered here. All right, back to the card. So that was the first one. And then we do this again. So we target the closest victim, move, and attack. So it's still the red, right? And he can just move directly here. And then he's not adjacent to any killer, so he doesn't do the extra damage, but he still attacks for 2 and kills this victim, which brings horror up, which puts us on 1 dice, which is bad news. We're in trouble here. It's super bad. Very unlucky. Okay, but then there's still a killer and the victim in there, so we do have to panic that victim first. We're down to 1 dice. This could be bad. All right, 4. So panics directly into the foyer. That's kind of helpful. We might be able to get him out of there. Again, I forgot to put the cards back in the tableau, so we'll do that now. Short rest, focus, and search. I think we have to take at least one of these killers off the board. All right, no upkeep. We do action phase. All right, we have sprint, close call, weak attack, guard, and focus. Now, we haven't been attacked yet, but I think we go after this killer. I think we try to kill this guy. Because if we kill this guy, it's going to get rid of their strength in numbers thing. Because they're going to do more damage when they're adjacent to each other, so we got to pick them off 1 by 1. We can't really craft anything yet. We don't have a rope. We don't have a knife. We do have discarded tools. We just don't have wooden nails. What's the move here? I think a focus to start. Get out of this one dice situation. All right, you love to see it. We get, we have to pitch something here. Let's do close call. We're going to do a close call where we spend 2 time to reroll. I quit. All right, we're back. I don't quit. I'm just kidding. I had to pee. All right, so that really sucked, though. We did spend 2 time, right? What did we do? We did a focus so far and got nothing, so that would have cost us. Well, then we did a close call, so we spent 2 time, basically, to reroll our dice, and we ended up getting another convert. So I think we have to use the 2 tiers here to reroll it again. We can't just convert this because we need the sprint. Oh, we have weak attack. We could hit him for 2. He's only got 5 health. Let's spend the 2 tiers. Come on. Give it to me. Bruh. What the fuck? Alright, that's nothing. So we just lose 2 times straight up. That's horrible. That cost us 4 time. Alright, we're going to do a sprint. We can move a space by spending a health 2 time and ending our turn. Oh, come on, man. This is bad. Yeah, that puts us on 0 time. Let's just do it. We spend a health 2 time. And we have to end our turn. So that goes right into planning, where we just get our freeze back. We reset the time to 6. We go to upkeep, do nothing. Dude, this sucks. We are in some serious trouble here. Fuck, this one's hard. Alright, I'm going to return these cards to the tableau. Alright, we do have guard though, so we're okay right now. Let's do killer phase, right? So killer phase, resolve killer action. So all killers target final girl or closest victim and attack. Alright, again, there are no victims in any of the killer spaces, so that's good. But we are in the killer space, so we're going to get attacked here for 2. So what we can do is take that 2 damage, and then we'll get an extra dice to roll. And then if we get into trouble, we can use our guard. So I think we are just going to do that. We got to play risky. Let's take the 2 damage. There's no killer adjacent, so it doesn't do an extra damage from strength and numbers dark power. All right, what's going on now? We flip a terror card, yeah? We're probably going to get nailed here. That wasn't a random attack. If there are no victims on the board, discard and draw the next terror card. Otherwise, Target the closest victim, move and attack, increase the horror. Whoo! That's going to pump bloodlust, baby. We're already screwed. Alright, what happens here? Target the closest victim, move and attack. So is he going to run from us? Bloodlust goes up. Bloodlust goes up again. Because the horror is already maxed out. That's really bad. We're almost at the top of the bloodlust track already. We're in some deep doo-doo here. There's not many victims left to save. We need one victim to get our ultimate out, which would be so good. We can re-roll all ones with Ava. Come on, bro. Let's get it. We need something here. All right, we have killer phase is over. Yeah, finally. All right, upkeep. We have panic phase. No panics. No victims left in killer spaces. We have upkeep. Nothing happens during upkeep. I swear nothing ever happens during upkeep. Now, sometimes stuff does happen during upkeep, but... Alright, action phase. We could just do a focus here. We do get an extra die, though, right now. So, yeah, let's do a focus. We're down to our last health. So, when you're down to your last health, you get 1 token, or 1 extra dice. So, we're going to roll 2 dice on a focus here. All right, we end up getting a single success, which reduces horror by 1, giving us 3 dice and reducing the time by 1. All right, I'm fine with that. We also got a tier, but that doesn't mean shit. So now we can do some serious damage. Let's walk into that the black meeple space. So we're rolling 3 dice because we're on our last health token. All right, we end up getting a success and a convert. We only need to move 1 space, so we'll spend a time and move 1 space. And then we will do a weak attack on there. Okay, we end up getting a success and a convert, and I think we're going to pitch walk and short rest to get a double success, which does 2 damage with our fireplace poker. So we do 2 damage to the killer. Anytime we do that, we change the active killer to the one we attacked. So finally... we're making headway here, buddy. All right, we have 1 card left in hand. It's a guard. It's pretty important. We have 4 time left to spend, so we're going to go into the planning phase. That's the end of the action phase. We have 4 time to spend on cards. Let's take a look at some of these cards. What's going to be big is if we can get that Furious Strike and kill, because there's no attack cards. What about a Retaliate? Is Retaliate more important? We have a guard, so I think we kill this first killer with Retaliate. I have a feeling being on your last health token is sketch with 3 killers. Probably not the best plan of action, but I think it's important here that we get Retaliate. So we pick up a Retaliate. We get our focus back for free. We return these cards to the tableau. So we have some zeros here. Short rest, walk, focus. All zeros. That was planning. We do killer phase. This is where we get hit. So all killers target the final girl and attack. This black meeple is in our space. We're going to get hit for 3 here. Now we can't take 3 damage. But what we're going to do is pop a Retaliate. All right. So we're rolling 3 dice on our Retaliate. We end up getting a success and a convert. We can't reduce the attack by 2, so we actually have to pitch guard and focus to ignore all damage and do 2 damage back, which is actually 3. Come on, we're doing it. We do 3 damage back. Now we get an extra dice. Okay, this guy, the black meeple, is on his last health, but so are we. I mean, things are looking pretty sketchy here. I mean, this is intense. Then we flip a tarot card, yeah? Oh, amphetamines. All right, we get amphetamines. At the beginning of the killer phase, the killer with the lowest health recovers 2 health. Oh, come on, man. We just got this. As soon as we got one killer down to its last health, we got this. At the beginning of the killer phase, the killer with the lowest health recovers 2 health. Such bullshit. All right, so we're going to put 2 health back. If they're down to their last health, this is a good rules question. If they're down to their last health, but they have a minor dark power with health on it, does that mean they're on their last health still? We get that 4th die? I think it does. That's the way I'm going to play it. We're rolling 4 dice. That's huge. The issue is we have no cards in hand. We can't play any, if I'm not mistaken. We have to reset the time to 6. We do action phase. We have no cards in hand to play. That's scary. But we can buy some cards with the planning phase. So we're going to get the freebies, right? And I think it's really important we take a guard for 2. And then we take a Furious Strike for 4. We have to start doing some damage. Okay, and then we return these cards to the tableau. And we go right back in to a killer phase, my friends. Okay, another killer phase. We're going to get attacked by 3. So can we defend it? We have to guard here. We get hit by 3. It's actually going to be 4 because of the strength in numbers dark power. So we really need some success here. And it says at the beginning of the killer phase, the killer with the lowest health recovers 2 health. So they're going to get 2 health back. So we're actually down to 3 dice. That's so bad. I think we're just cooked here. All right, we end up getting a convert, which only reduces it by 2. I think we're dead. We might have to replay this one, folks. Or Ava's just cooked, and she's dead. This one was really hard. Let's try it. All we can really do right now is pitch 2 cards, reduce the attack by 2, which means we would take 2 damage, and if we flip that final health token and we don't have anything on the back, we're just dead. Unfortunate. What are we pitching here? I don't think we need to move, so let's do walks. We pitch 2 walks, so we end up getting a single success to reduce the attack by 2. So it's 2 damage. We flip, we get 1 back, but we're still dead, yeah? Any final girl health rules experts out there that can help me? I think we're just cooked. I think you ignore the over damage, right? So we flipped, we got 1 health, so we're down to our white. Okay, this is kind of scary. We have to move a little faster. If we do play this one again, I got to move a little faster, get in there and start beating these guys up because they are just cooking us. I mean, we're so hosed here. Where was I at? That was the original attack, right? Okay, so we still have to flip a terror card here, don't we? It just sucks. We have a Furious Strike in hand. We could probably cook this guy. Yeah, so we got attacked. We recovered some health with our final health token. We're going to flip a terror card. Why are they doing this to us? If there are no victims on blah, 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 blah. All right, change the active killer. Target the closest victim, move, and attack. All right, so the active killer goes to the black. Oh, sorry, no. It goes to the gray. Which is really good for us because then we target the closest victim, which is going to be 1, 2, right? So they move for 3. So they're going to move into this space. Attack. Kill a victim. Bloodlust will go up, which will bring horror down 1, and then bloodlust up again. And we're at the top of the bloodlust track. That's trouble. I'm telling you, this is bad, bro. And then we reduce horror again, so bloodlust goes up. We discard this terror card, right? Okay, we panic those 2 victims. All right, we got a 4 and a 2. So they're both going to panic into here. That's the remainder of the victims are in there. All right, the active killer changed to the gray. So we can attack here. I wonder, do we do a short rest? We're down to 1 dice. So we have to lose a dice. No, that stays because that was a reaction card. I was about to put those back and take a focus, but I can't do that yet. We could focus into weak attack. I think we can kill the black meeple here. Let's start with a focus. All right, a single success reduces the horror by 1 and lose a time. So we go to 5 time from 6. That actually gives us an extra dice, and then we do a Furious Strike, rolling 3 dice. Wait, would weak attack kill him? No, we need Furious Strike. All right, a success and a convert. We are going to convert here, so we end up doing 3 damage and reducing the horror by 1. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. Damn, that minor dark power was so bad. That was such bad timing. There's only 1 terror card left, so I think we're just dead here. Sorry, Ava. We lost Ava today. That's not good for the series. It's bad. It's bad for the series, I promise. Man, the Intruders is hard. Fuck me, right? All right, we have 5 time to spend. What's going to help us here? A long rest? I mean, we just heal up to full? I don't know. I mean, we get a long rest and a focus. That's it. I think we run. Let's take a sprint. We get the free focus. Sprint would be 2. So we're down to 3. We could take a distraction. Guard and close call is the move. We take guard, close call for 3 time. We reset the time to 6. We do killer phase. So we are going to get attacked here. Target the final girl or closest victim, move and attack. No move, just attack. All right, so nothing actually happens because the gray killer... No, we attacked black, so he would have became active killer. So we are going to get attacked here. I have to put these back real quick. Okay, we're going to get attacked for 3. It's actually going to be 4 because of the strength in numbers. So we have to guard it. Sucks we didn't get that extra dice. All right, we end up getting a success and a convert. We are going to convert to ignore all damage. I think we actually have to convert. We pitch close call and focus. So we ignore all damage there. That hurts. This hurts. We're in trouble. What can we do even? We can't do anything. We have to flip a terror card. This is the last terror card. Finale's... Oh, coordinated attack, minor dark power. That's so bad. At the end of each killer phase, resolve the following effect. Change the active killer. Target the final girl or closest victim, move and attack. Oh, man. That just cooked us right there. That minor dark power. We're done. Sorry, folks. We lost. That would be the end of the killer phase right now, right? So we resolve that now. We change the active killer to the gray meeple. Target the final girl or closest victim. Can we choose the victims? Move, attack, kill a victim. This goes up, which means... discard the next terror card. We reveal this finale. You're gonna die. You're gonna die. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely gonna die here. That's fine. Ava got cooked. I don't know what to say. First game back, I'm struggling. I mean, look at that. Look at that attack line. This one is definitely hard as hell. Look at that attack line. Target the final girl, closest victim, move attack. Change killers. Target the final girl, closest victim, move attack. What? Yes, we are going to die. All right. We have panic. We panic 4 victims here. I'm going to roll 4 dice. All right, we have 4. 4 sends them outside. So 2 go outside. And then we have 2 4s and 2 2s. So 2 go into here with us, which is fine. We have a sprint. We could get him out of there, save, get the final. We have a chance. That gave us a chance. Upkeep phase, reveal the finale. We just did that. Rearrange items. We don't do that. We have action phase. All we have in hand right now is a sprint. We're rolling 3 dice on this sprint because we're down to our last health. So it's +1. We just need a success. We need to move 2 spaces. We get the double success. We move 2 spaces. We bring the victims with us to the porch. We go 1, 2. We save 2 victims. This is huge. We get 1 health back. All right, we lose a dice, but that's okay. We reveal Ava's ultimate ability. Is she going to survive this? This is insane. All right, that second victim that we save reduces the horror by 1, which is awesome. And then, when making horror rolls, you may re-roll all 1 results. That's big. We did reveal Ava's victim or finale or ultimate ability. The finale is out. It's getting intense here. We're cooked. I think we're just going to die, but we still have a chance. All right, that ends the action phase. We had to spend a time there. Let's move on to our planning phase. So we have 5 time to spend. Do we just go big? We take a Furious Strike, close call, and then we get some weak attack stuff from here, or we take Retaliate to be safe. I think Retaliate's going to be safer. We take Retaliate and close call, and then we get these free cards, and then we return these cards to the tableau, reset the time to 6. Guard goes back, sprint goes back. Close call goes back, and focus goes back. All right. We never crafted any items because we got shit luck. Killer phase. This is huge. All right, let's take a look at this killer attack line here. All right. You're going to die. We have target the final girl, closest victim, move, and attack. Now, the active killer is gray. So they're going to move and attack and kill this victim, which means discard the next terror card, which means nothing. Bloodlust goes up. If Bloodlust can't go up, we just discard the next terror card, right? So that's fine. And then we have change killers to down, right? And then we target the final girl, closest victim, move. 1, 2. Now we're getting attacked for 3 because they're not adjacent, so strength in numbers doesn't apply here. We're going to do our big retaliate play. We are rolling 3 dice, correct? No, it's just 2 dice. What am I talking about? Because we healed for 1. That kind of sucks. All right, we're rolling 2 dice on our retaliate. With a double success, we ignore all damage. We can take 1 damage, so we are safe. All right, we get a convert, or we close call. I think we pitch walk close call to get a single success, reducing it by 2, and doing 1 damage back, which is actually 2. Getting rid of the freaking dark power, which is awesome. Or, sorry, yeah, minor dark power. We do have to pitch 2 cards for that. And we take a damage, which gives us a dice. Ooh, we have to do weak attack here. Oh no, it's on killer phase still. That was the second part. There's no... That's the end of the killer phase. All right, panic phase. There's 1 victim. We panic him. He goes 4. 4 puts him back in the kitchen. So he panics into the kitchen. And then upkeep. Nothing to do during upkeep. And then we're back to our action phase. We could do weak attack on the black meeple. Let's do it. We roll 3 dice, yeah. We're down to our last health, so that's 1 dice. And we have 2. Am I missing anything? Do we get an extra dice for anything else? No. Let's roll on a weak attack. 2 damage here kills him. We get a success and a convert. We pitch, focus, and walk to get a double success, doing 1 damage back because we can't take that damage. So we do 1 damage back plus 1 from our fireplace poker. And let's see, did we kill this first killer? We're just barely hanging on here, folks. We do 2 damage back, so 1. 2! That's what I'm saying. We killed the black meeple. He's dead. Get him off the board. Get him out of here. This goes up. Wait, does it go up or down when you kill? The killer doesn't go off the board like it normally would. Lay it on its side. Okay, so we'll do it like this. First, lay the dead killer on its side, then change the active killer and finish the current phase. Oh, okay, so we weren't supposed to check that yet. Sorry, folks. So we lay the killer on its side. Finish the current phase. Well, we don't really have anything left except for short rest. So should we just do short rest and see what we get? Single success and a convert. We're going to spend a time here to get a health back. Now, I know that reduces our dice roll, but that's fine. Actually, we were supposed to roll 4 there because he's technically on his last. So that's a double success, giving us 2 health back. Yo, I'm into it. And then we lose a dice because we got the 2 health back, right? And then it says, then you check if it's blank, the killer's truly dead and should be removed from the board. So we already know it's blank. We checked it. We'll do it again. We're going to see if we killed this guy. Boom! Yo, we killed him again. All right, I'll take it. And then, planning phase. We have 5 time to spend here. All right, we get our focus back for free. Let's take a guard for 2, giving us 3. Let's get a sprint and a close call for the 3 time remaining. All right, we return these cards to the tableau. And then we do killer phase. I'm scared. This is truly a comeback. If I played this right. Probably not. I mean, let's be honest. But Ava just refuses to die here. All right, we return them cards to the tableau. Walk. We have sprint, close call, guard, and focus. Finale's revealed. Dark powers revealed. This killer's gone. Off the board. Dead. Just put him there. All right, there's 2 left. 1 victim. We have our ultimate. We reroll all 1s. I completely forgot about that. We would have got a triple success. Look at that. All right, killer phase. Target the final girl, closest victim, move and attack. So the active killer is the gray one. It's going to move here, kill. Bloodlust will go up. We discard the next tarot card. Unnecessary. Then the active killer changes to the red one. And then we target the final girl, closest victim, move and attack. So they move for 3, right? So they're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then attack us for 3. And we really have to guard this. So how many dice are we rolling? It's just 2 now, right? We're in a bit of trouble. Reset the time to 6. All right, we end up getting a success and a convert. We pitch a close call and a focus to ignore all damage, right? Because we don't want to take any. We're on our last health. So we ignore all damage there. That was the end of the killer phase. We go into panic phase. There's no panic. There's no upkeep. We do this. We could just run away. What did I pitch? Close call and focus. Yeah, all we can do is run away. Do we do that, or do we just sell this card for a time? Get retaliate. Guard and close call. Yeah, we're going to sell our sprint for a time. We go up to 7, yeah. We buy retaliate for 4, guard for 2, close call for 1, reset the time to 6, put the action cards back in the tableau. Ava just refuses to die. I mean, she's strong as hell. All right. End of the planning phase. We have killer phase again. Now, this is where we're going to get stomped. So the active killer is the red meeple in our space. So they don't have to move. They're just going to attack for 3. So we retaliate this. So we're rolling 2 dice. We get a double success, ignoring all damage and doing 3 back. Yo, this is what I'm talking about. This is the comeback. The comeback kid. All right. That was huge. Then we have changed the active killer to the gray, and then they move for 3. So can they get to us? 1, 2, 3. No, they end up on the porch. Wait, 1, 2, 3. They can get to us, unfortunately. We don't have anything. We do have guard, so we play guard on this attack for 3. Bruh. We have to close call it. Spend 2 time. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. What am I doing? What am I doing? We don't have to close call it. Ava's ultimate is to reroll all ones. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we reduce it by 2. We don't spend that. Reducing it by 2 makes it 2 damage. So we are down to our last health again, which gives us an extra die, which is big. That is the end of the killer phase. We don't panic. We have nothing. We have nothing in hand. What can we really do besides run? We didn't spend any time there, right? So we should have 6. All we have is a close call. We could sell this for 1 time. So we go up to 7. What do you guys think? Improvise, Furious Strike. We can't get Retaliate again. We can take Guard for 2, putting us at 5. Sprint for 2 in case we need to move, putting us at 3. I don't think we take the sprint. I think we take Furious Strike, putting us at 1 and close call. So we get Guard, Furious Strike, close call, and all of the free cards. Make sure we're not above 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're okay. Return these cards to the tableau. Okay, and then we have Killer Phase again. Killer Phase, they're both in our space. Starting with the gray one, they're going to attack. We have to guard this. So we guard. Now, how many dice do we get? It's going to be 2 plus 1 is 3. So we're guarding. All right, we get a single success reducing, but we do have to pitch. We pitch, walk, and focus for the ignore all damage, right? Okay. Now we get attacked again. The active killer changes to red. Now we get attacked again for 4. And we have nothing to guard it, so I think we're just cooked. Yeah. So we die there. We just got overrun. Ava got overrun. All I could do. That was super intense, though. That was fun. Really fun. Really liked the Intruders Wingard College. Or Cottage. What? I don't know why I can't read the location boards. Creech Manor. Wingard. All right. Yeah, this was fun. Ava's ability. Unfortunately, Ava is dead. We have to add that to the didn't make it final girls. That sucks, but it is what it is. But yeah, this was super intense. We almost came back. We were almost the comeback kid with Ava. She just got beat down. If we would have killed one of those killers a little bit earlier on, we would have survived this. This was a lot of fun, though. You hate to see it. There goes another final girl. We're going to try to get another one in tomorrow. But that's it for today, folks.